So I grew up in Hong Kong and I spent 10 years in the States. And even with my unique background, no one was ever able to explain to me the tangible benefits of Chinese medicine, let alone all these methodologies. So what ended up happening was that they used their own subset of languages to explain their techniques, which was where the confusion came from. And that planted a seed, because at that moment I just kind of thought that, oh, perhaps, I could elaborate on this in the future. I wanted to do something different, and I was like, oh, why don't I put together a book proposal just to kind of unpack Chinese medicine for strength and conditioning coaches? Because the second mentality that I have is, if I want to develop my career in this field, and we know that this is an ultra competitive field, so instead of conforming to what everyone else is doing, we have to think about what we can bring to the table. And for me, it just makes perfect sense for me to utilize both my background and my academic knowledge to unpack this gray area. And so the Chinese, they came up with something called the qi. So QI, this term that you see everywhere. Now, with every single term in Chinese medicine comes two meanings. One is the practical meaning, and second is where it gets confusing. It is the philosophical meaning. Qi, from a practical point of view, it just means energy. So if we look at the Chinese culture, we would always attach the word qi to every single word. So steam, energy, air, anything, it would be the character qi will be a part of the language, okay, or a part of the vocabulary. So that is quite practical. When you ask them what this qi is, they will say, oh, you cannot see it, you cannot touch it, it's just there, because it's more of a concept that there is an energy attached to everything. I think the best way that we want to come across is, why don't you understand the philosophy first before just going to say the research is limited and they're poorly designed and all that. You cannot just conform to the industry by doing what everyone else is doing, because everyone else is kind of copying others. And to do something that's different requires courage, but once you find it, then opportunities will come your way.